I just finished watching episode 1 of Giants Offseason Hard Knocks. I'm going to break down everything that happened. Based off of episode 1, Joe Shohane, who's the GM of the Giants, is the focal point of this series. And this timeline begins right when their season ended. So they're talking about free agency and what they should do with Saquon Barkley. And all the coaches, you see that they be stressing over this Saquon situation. They talk about some other options they can go after in free agency, like Zach Moss and Devin Singletary, who both have a connection with Joe Shohane in Buffalo. Also looking at guys like Josh Jacobs, Tony Pollard, and DeAndre Swift. They're also looking to heavily adding a difference maker next to Dexy Sexy on the defensive line. They looked at free agents like Chris Jones, and if him and Dexter Lawrence played on the same D-line, that would have been filthy. They talked about adding Christian Wilkins, who's a great friend of Dexter Lawrence, or possibly adding an edge rusher like Brian Burns. They're also looking at Danny Dimes for a bit, but Joe Shohane is not ready to give up on Daniel Jones. They also show the hiring of Shane Bowen, who came from the Titans. Then we cut all the way to the Senior Bowl, where Joe Shohane is potentially discussing some offers. He was asking teams if anyone wanted to move up to their 6th overall pick, but then the Panthers GM comes in and says, "You want to give us 2-1s for Brian Burns?" And that's where the Brian Burns discussions began at the Senior Bowl, which, as we all know, Brian Burns is a New York Giant. And then we circle back to the entire coaching staff stressing about Saquon Barkley again. From my point of view, it seems like the GM, Joe Shohane, didn't want to pay Saquon, while everyone else on the coaching staff wanted to pay him.